So what you're seeing on the screen here is the very first look at our CSS portal. Jason Hufnagel is on the line with us, and he's showing this to us. And he's already built out 2 items under apply. So I'm just going to capture a little more discussion here. Here they are. Click on that, and then what is it? Oh, what is trending? Are those like top picks? You know.
It's the last thing that was applied for.
I see. Okay, so if like people are, requesting parking permits all day long, right? Then that would be right there on the top, and all is everything. And then show categories. Categories will? Oh, okay, permits and plans. Then you can
and you can break it down even further
and open that up. And there's nothing in plans right now, right?
No, there's nothing in plans.
Right. Okay, so what do I have to do? Oh, it's still thinking, I think. I think so. Because I asked it to show me nothing.
So Kurt, if you wanted to apply for something right now, you would have to go in and register as a user, and you may have to make sure it's a not. You see where it says guest? Okay. You have to register as a user, and you're going to have to use a non-Ventura email.
So okay, let me go ahead and do this. I'll register as myself. Okay. Let's see. If it's just thinking a little bit, and this is operating from our server, right? Okay. Let's see. Okay, hold on. I remember my. Oh yeah. I have to remember my email address. It's long but easy. Dinner by the river. Dinner, not at the river. Dinner by the river at gmail.com. Please check your email. Okay, so I have to check my email. Yeah, it should be coming through. Come on.
Yeah, I'd give it a few seconds.
All right.
Yeah. And making sure it doesn't go to junk or anything like that as well.
Oh, right.
Checking that.
Right. Let's see. Sometimes these things go too faster to my phone too. Let me check there.
Veronica, I was able to actually apply for a permit yesterday on my phone from this website as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me try. Oh, it has to be an outside EOD. Dinner by the river. It's the correct one. So I guess it just take a while. Is there anything you can show us what I'm waiting for my email to come through? I'll keep an eye on it on my phone.
Yeah. Well, it's just so. All right. Let me see if I can show exactly what I need.
This is going to change from Tyler Technologies. This will all be branded for us. Oh, there it is. I just got the email. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Okay, then I'll leave it back then.
Okay. So here it is. Citizen whatever the heck account. You are receiving this automated email based on a user registration request that we received for the Citizen Self-Service tool for our jurisdiction. The purpose of this confirmation is to validate the email address that was provided in the initial user registration process is the correct email. The reason is the purpose of this comment is to validate the email address that was provided in the initial user registration process is the correct email address for your user account. Please click on the link below to continue the next step of your user registration process. Confirm. Is this customizable?
I don't know. I have never customized that before. Kurt, okay. I apologize. Can you share your screen?
Oh, it's not sharing my screen? Sorry.
No, you're fine.
How much of the fun did you guys miss already? Gee, sorry. Okay, there it is. So I'm putting in and
create your password.
Okay, I'll check an OK password. Okay, there we go. Next. First name. Kurt. Well, no T's in my middle name. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Siberia Inc. Okay. Contact preferences. Email. There we go. And would it change if I chose phone number? Would it prompt me for Well, there we go. Look at that. It does. I'll check email and it removes it. And I can have additional contact information. Nice. Look at that. And the required fields are listed. Let's say that I leave my middle name out and I try to send. Oh, there it goes. It requires it.
Mm-hmm.
Next. Country type. Whoa. Okay, US. Okay. 1258. Gateway.
Just the street number, Kurt.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's right.
Good morning, everybody.
Hi.
Good morning.
Morning, Emery.
Hey, and guess what this is? That you're looking at. Too late. This is our CSS portal.
Oh, wow, I see it now.
Yeah. Isn't that great? So, and I don't live in Ventura. I live in Irvine. And California, 92618. And country, USA, address type.
County.
Oh, county. I live in Orange. Okay, and address type is home. Okay, great, and nice. So a couple of those are required. Submit. Invalid input CAPTCHA. Oh, did I forget to do the, what was that?
No, it just makes you, it seems like it makes you redo it just to make
Okay.
sure to relook at everything.
All right, I'm not a robot. Okay, next. Oh, I see, and then it's reviewing. That's a strange error message though, isn't it? It makes it feel like something broke. Okay, submit. Is that the kind of thing that our EnerGov systems administrator can help us to tune? Maybe.
I don't know. I'm
Maybe.
being 100% honest on that
Yeah,
one.
sure.
Maybe.
So now it's thinking. I can see a little bar going across the top. So Jason, how is this going to work? Are we going to have a separate test system, or a dev, test, and production, or just one system production that we just keep to ourselves until we go live?
There is a dev and test system of this, but we've been testing everything currently in the production system currently.
Okay.
So everything, let's say if you were to create a permit right now, I could find it in the back office with the name attached to it and what you send in for it.
Okay, got it. So now I'm good. Am I the first user in the CSS system?
No, I'm a user as well.
Yeah,
I tested out yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you hit apply though,
okay,
you can apply to one of the permits right now.
Okay. Let's see, which one?
Apply for one of mine, Kurt.
Okay.
There's only two in there. Unfortunately, yours wasn't in there. I haven't put that in yet, Emery.
Okay, I'm gonna try for a floodplain development plan check. Okay, and then I have to choose a location. You guys might have to guide me a little bit. I'm not as familiar with what all this means. I guess.
So this location probably will not work because I haven't been able to get the map running yet for it. I'm gonna say that right now. I mean, you can try to add a location.
Will I not be able to get past this point then?
I mean, you can get past it. But let's see if you're searching for an address. If you can't search without that map working, so
right.
Put it in.
Right.
So right now, if you put 450 in, I guess.
Okay.
At error.
Oh, it's already trying to beginning to query and it failed, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So for this, just go back to the application for a moment.
Go back to application.
And just hit next for the time being.
Oh, you can do that.
I'll get the map fixed. Yeah.
Okay. Description. I don't know what to say. If this is a description, okay. Square footies. 100.
Now, Chandra, you don't want square feet required here, right?
No.
Okay. Okay. So that's going to take that out, and valuation will be $25,000. Okay. Next. Okay, add contact. This is going to be the contact for the applicant. That's me. No, I'm already in there, right? So it should be able to. Do I have to do a full address?
Wait. Go back. Hit back. If you hit back to application,
All right.
you're already there as an applicant.
Oh,
You can add anyone else you want to as well. So you see right there, you're already stuck as the applicant.
I want to add the
automatically-
contractor.
Yeah, if you can add the contractor if you want to, you can do that.
Okay.
For this, yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
The notes that I'm seeing in there, I'm sorry, hearing feedback, are the ones that we added in the Excel spreadsheet?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So if you hit back right now, sorry, or if you're going to search for someone right now, sorry, you're going to add a contractor. So right here, this is the notes that Chandra said. You'll be listed as an applicant of this project. All correspondence will be directed to you. You're required to provide complete information, name, phone number, mailing address, email address. You must also provide the property owner's complete information. So that's what Chandra has said for his contract or his contact instructions. If you're going to add a contact, click on that, Kurt.
Yes, sir.
Let's search for someone who's already in the system. So search for me.
You?
Search for Jason. Yeah, let's try and see what happens if you search for Jason.
There you are. You're a star.
Okay, and then you can start.
You can make him the property owner.
You can make me the property owner. You can make me anything you want, but you can also make me a favorite right there as well. You can. So if you're constantly doing projects in here, you can just go to click on my favorites, and it'll always be there.
Oh, nice. I do a lot of business with you, and you'll always be quick add. My favorites. There's Jason right there. Look at that. Nice. So now I can add you.
Now let's see what happens.
I think someone might have an open mic. We're getting some background noise, and I could go on adding contacts. You know, the architect, all kinds of people, right?
Yep.
And
you can just hit next to layer.
Yep. Or I can save draft if I want to come back, huh?
Yes. And so this is what I took from the custom fields, Chandra. I just took your described work, the contract cost, and everything else. Is this what everything you wanted on there? I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Describe work.
And do you want anything of these, or do you want all of them required, or do you not want them all? You know, that's my question for you, Chandra. How do you want them? Do you want them required or not required?
Hey, Jason.
Yes.
So this is floodplain plan check. So we don't want them actually entering stuff into EnerGov. Remember, this was like the more complex case, so they need to give us the information. It was only an electronic submittal. And we would then input into EnerGov.
All right, that's fine.
It's only
the OTCs ones that you do everything?
Only the OTC ones would have them entering directly into EnerGov.
Okay. All right.
But I don't think that would be across the board.
No, it wouldn't be across the board. No.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. Then I will take off. You want describe work at least in there for them?
Nothing.
Nothing.
It should be the submittal, electronic submittal of all the documents.
All right. Well, I mean, I was just trying to help you try to diagnose what was going on with it. So I thought maybe describe work could be used here, or if Kirk can scroll down, anything else in here that they could, think of would actually go in there.
Yeah, they may input it into the wrong category, so that's why the.
Well, I mean, and when I say that, you can always go back and change it. That's the thing.
Right.
So it was just maybe it might be helpful for them to fill out some things and maybe not all, but that's what I was trying to say.
Right.
But so if you want all of them removed, that's fine. It's just they're still gonna have to click through this one. The more info box will still populate. It's not gonna disappear if nothing's there. So I didn't.
Yeah.
So what custom fields do you want then?
Yeah, I don't think I want custom fields in here for the plan check case. It's more like an electronic submittal for us to review.
Okay. All right.
When you're doing the
Even-
permit, of course, all the stuff
Mhm.
that they enter can be direct. The
Gotcha.
permit is totally different.
All right, Kurt,
Yes.
you can hit next on the bottom.
All
Scroll
right.
on to the bottom, just hit next, yeah, since. So currently I can't add the attachments, and the reason being is, so you can add, like, you can choose from the ones there right now. If you just go to the top, it has a couple different ones as an option where it says add attachments.
Yes.
See how there's a thing on top?
Oh,
So it has things to do there, but nothing's required. And the reason why nothing's required is because until I can get access into the Shell website instead of the strictly Silverlight one, I can't add the required attachments yet, Kurt.
all right.
So ADFS needed for that.
So Jason, this would be where all of that list of items that we listed as not required would show up?
Yes, as well. And then if it was a required item, it would be multiple. Like, let's say you had 4 required items, you would see 4 boxes, and they would tell you exactly what items they were, and there'd be a 5th one that said pretty much like this one. It said add attachments, and you could choose whatever you wanted from that.
Okay.
All right. If I can't add anything here, should I go to next?
And you can enter, even you can add something there, but it's not needed right now.
Let's add a landscape plan.
Yeah, you got to add a PDF to it.
Okay, I've got a PDF. I got a PDF right here. All right, and then next. You can go on adding stuff. Oh, and here I can, my signature, enable signature. Please type your name below. Okay.
So if you hit the enable type signature, Kurt, it won't allow you to draw your signature. It just makes you type again.
Oh, okay. Let's try. Okay. So wait. So I do need to hear. I do need my name.
You got a
here.
consent up there.
And then down here.
If you just type, it'll just.
That's way
if you wanted to,
than I
then,
can do.
Yeah.
But if you hit the enable, if you click off that enable type signature,
then I can draw it.
Then you can just draw.
There we go. And you can clear and do it again. Okay. And next, right?
Correct. And Chandra, there was no language in there for the signature, so in case you want to revise that, I didn't know if you wanted to or not.
This is where we review everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then can I submit now?
Yes, you can submit.
I see the blue bar going across the top.
And you should get the congratulations message.
All right. Your permit was successfully created. So this is where it's been done, right? It doesn't. It's what we call it, the OTC type, right?
Yep. There says your plan is then submitted for review. Land development staff will review the submittal for completeness. If complete, your application will be processed within 72 hours.
Does that
Please
correct
check
language to say your permit was successfully created? To a layman like me, it sounds like, it's all approved and ready to go.
Unfortunately, that's the original. It's been created doesn't mean it's finished.
Oh, okay.
It's like the application is being created.
All right.
Yeah, I changed mine too. I got rid of the congratulations because of the discussion we had. I felt that was kind of misleading.
Yeah, it sounds like you're breaking out the champagne. Like it made it go all the way through.
Continue to permit, and I can see if I can pull it up in the back office real quick.
Okay. Oh, and there's my dashboard for it. This is the end user's dashboard, right?
Mm-hmm.
The citizen's dashboard. And look at that.
Okay.
It's now.
What's the number of it?
But you know what, Jason? It's in Firefox now.
Oh, it jumped to Firefox?
Yeah, I think because my email is in Firefox and I click on the finish. So I did all that. So it seems to work in Firefox.
Okay, well, it wasn't working for me yesterday in Google Chrome. That was the reason.
Okay.
That was the reason why. But as you can see right there, it doesn't say it's not secure.
Yeah, you're right, not secure.
All right.
So, but interesting. So now we know that Explorer and Firefox will do the job.
All right, let me try to bring it up right now on my end.
Okay.
Go back, hit back. I'm sorry, I need to know that.
Oh, sure.
Go back to Firefox. I need to know that number. All right, I got it right here. So I'm going to share my screen and I'll show you exactly what you submitted.
Okay.
Okay, so it says floodplain development plan, physical map revision, permit status is submitted online. This, and for your description, this is a description. So you put square feet 100, valuation 25,000. Contacts are me and you, Kurt.
Okay.
You're the billing contact. I'm the contractor right there. And this is the custom fields. We're going to build something great. And if I wanted to, I could just go, no, you're not.
Hey, no raining on my parade.
And then, you know, from here at this point, you could, I'll add an address. I'll add the address since you couldn't do it on your end, just for asperity. I'm just going to do that.
So here it doesn't require mapping to the GIS. It just allows you to put whatever in.
Well, I have to fix that. That's my problem right now.
Okay.
That's what I have to do on my end.
Hmm.
All right. So now we have this going on. We have the address. We have the parcel attached to it. The contacts. Fees are all predicated on what, Chandra? What or how the fees work on this? Sorry. It's all manual fee, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's go. $45,000 worth of fees. And I am going to build an invoice out. And I want Kurt to reload here after once I do that.
Okay, I'll grab the screen back because I'm recording all of this so we can have a nice little demo. It's very exciting, Jason.
All right, hold on one second. Okay, so you have an invoice number of 00080. All right. If you take the screen back, I'll.
Yes, sir. Okay, let me know when you can see it.
Okay, I can see it. So
Now,
let's see if we can reload that.
So should I just reload the browser?
Or you can just hit your dashboard.
Okay, my dashboard. Oh, here we go. Dashboard. Yes.
So this is where it shows you what's going on within the system. So you can see, you know, you have one permit for retention.
Mm-hmm.
So
Very
if you
cool.
click on that one.
Okay.
And you have unpaid fees. That's why it was brought up for a reason. If you click on the permit number.
Okay.
You have $45,000 worth in fees. That's why it's telling you you have actions, and it gives you an exclamation point on it, telling you it's brought to your attention.
All right, and I can pay now, and all right. If you
go back to,
oh, go ahead. We have no payment mechanism set up for that, right?
I don't believe so. So yeah, what happens when you hit pay now right now? I don't know what would happen.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, but if you go to the more info all at the end, you can see describe your work. No, you're not.
Yeah.
My changes in that can get reflected, and you can't make any changes to the custom fields.
No.
So that's why I was saying, Chandra, it might be good to add certain things in there, but if you don't want to, that's fine.
This is pretty amazing to see how it's going to work for us. This is great. I love it.
Yeah, this is so
And
exciting.
okay,
Like at first.
all right. So I'm gonna pay your fees on my end, Kurt.
Because you're
Let's
just
say you
that kind
came
of
into
guy.
the yeah. I'm just gonna say you came into the office and you paid in cash because
Right.
apparently you just run around with $45,000 in cash
You
on
know
you
me
at all
well.
times. So let me show you my screen on that.
Okay.
And then I'm going to start the submittal process, and then I want to show everyone else how that's going to affect what's going on the client's side. Okay, so the fee's just been paid. I'm going to refresh on here, paid in full. And at this point, Chandra's group are going, all right, let's start, the submittal process. Let's receive the submittal. And right now, let's go and put this on. Just for fun's sake, let's put this on Lori. And let's add some more item reviews into here. Actually, no, it's only two. Is that correct, Chandra? It's only those two?
Yeah, only those two.
Well, then let's put Chandra on here, just so he can be part of the process. Him and Brad are going to be looking at this. So I'm going to hit save. Now, if I bring it back to you, Kurt, and you reload.
All right. I'm grabbing
and
this.
Open. Make sure you share your screen.
Okay.
It should be under review.
So if I click dashboard again, right? Go. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, and now it's moved to pending, huh?
It's in pending.
Okay. And then click on the permit number.
Yep. Zero has been completed, but you can see that progress is now, it's 50% is in progress right now.
Right.
See,
and
it's
no
turned
more
blue, floodplain development plan. It started and scheduled for 9/02/2020.
and no more alerts because because you're such a swell guy and you paid my fees, or I paid them in person.
Correct. And if you click on reviews as well.
All right.
So this information isn't complete. Let me see if I can add certain things in here for it right now.
All right.
And I'm going to share my screen and show everyone what happened.
All right.
So
you can have one of them approve it.
Okay, I'll do that. I will approve Brad's. And I'm going to go into manage my reviews and just go from there with, I'm just going to add a correction on it, even though it's the wrong correction. Chandra?
Okay.
Just
okay,
see how that looks on there. All right. And normally this would be done through e-reviews. There's a little bit more of a different process. All right. Here we go. This is that floodplain. I'm going to add corrections. I'm going to add fire cell tower corrections. For some reason, I'm going to add these three. I'm going to add a recommendation. House needs foundation walls, or and I'm just going to hit save here like that. And I'm going to put for that review requires resubmit. I'm going to hit save. Now, if I go back to this, let me search. Let me just refresh it. All right, immediately it's telling me, floodplain plan review has failed. That's what happened. Requires resubmit. It needs to be resubmitted. It's been completed, and it was completed by Chandra and Brad. So if you go back, Kurt, to yours.
All
You
right.
should see some things going on with yours.
Okay. Taking the baton. Should be appearing. There it is. And then dashboard. Same thing. Yep. And then
Yes.
pending. Well, now I've got a pending and an attention.
Yes, because it's still considered pending, but it needs to be it's an attention one though.
Oh, see, now this is really good. So I am a perfect example of a total layman, right? It actually caused me coming back in, that grabbed my attention, that red attention one, right? And I made me hit the back button to go in and do that. That's good. It catches the eye.
So it failed reviews.
Failed reviews. Click on that. Floodplain development. Plan review failed. Yep.
And if you click on the reviews.
All right. Wait a minute. Where is that? Oh, here it is. It was the exclamation mark.
Okay. All right. So this is the problem. This is where e-reviews needs to be set up more, and this is what I need the ADFS to be working. Make sure I can show that exactly the way it needs to be.
Of course, this is like taking us for an early drive around with the new model of Tesla before it's been debuted. It's going to have a few hiccups. This is incredible, though.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Jason, is the reviews button, is that always? I'm just thinking ahead. I don't know that we always want them to see the reviews right away. Can we control the timing on that, or is it the minute we hit resubmittal required, it shows up on their end?
Anytime you choose it and you fail the whole entire submittal process, it'll show up on their end for the most part. But that'll be more of a training of e-reviews than anything else, because that process is different than what I've been showing you in Silverlight. It's similar. It's like if I go back, if I take this back, hold on 1 second, Kurt.
Mm-hmm.
This is the basic building blocks of how it's going to work. It's going to look very different with e-reviews, with the electronic review and submittal process, with using Bluebeam and all that. It's a little bit. I think it works better in the Bluebeam one. This is pretty cut and dry. And you can run reports off of the corrections and all that, but what's going to happen actually is in the e-reviews process, you'll be putting all your information in there, just like how I did with the manage my reviews and like the corrections, and all those corrections are going to appear they would all appear on Kurt's screen, and telling him what document he needs to resubmit and why.
Hey, Veronica, what's your concern about this showing immediately when they apply as an applicant? I'm curious.
No, I was just, the one thing, if the entire review it only happens when everybody's completed and we fail it. At first I thought it was as you go on. So for instance, like for plan check corrections, say planning has corrections, but land development is still pending. It won't show up then, right? It's only when we're all done with our reviews.
So I've had another client that wanted it to populate every single time someone looked at it.
Okay.
But it is automatically set up as default that until the whole entire submittal is failed, you see every one of the reviews of what's going on with it.
Okay, and then on the planning side, I'm not even, like for DAC, that's the main thing that it's going to be used for as far as reviews. There is no list that they're going to choose from because we don't have a set list of conditions yet.
That's fine. I mean, they can just write in whatever they want to, or
Kind of paste it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then those would show up as well because it would be the same thing.
Correct.
But it's only when all of the reviews on that permit or plan are done, right? We can set that up on our end. Okay. All right.
Yes, and right now it's set up for that. When e-reviews, when that's fully functioning and working, it's only going to work just like that. It's not going to allow you. Yes.
I have a question to further on what Veronica's saying. So let's say that building safety finishes and they have corrections, and the applicant's able to view those. Can we limit them being able to resubmit anything until all the reviews are complete? Or are they going to have the ability to look at building and safeties if they're done, take care of the corrections, and then try to resubmit?
So that's what I was saying. They're not going to be, the way we can do it is, so for each one of those item reviews, right? Like, so building and safety looks at it, planning looks at it, land development looks at it, and you guys are all doing your own review process. Let's say building and safety finishes first, and the applicant will not see any of the other review, or won't see building and safety's review until everyone is done.
Okay, that's what I wanted
that can
clarification
be
on.
set up.
That's perfect.
It'll be set up just like that. So nothing will get to the client until everyone has been completed on the city side of looking at everything.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Actually, another question for planning too then. So
Sure.
we can turn that off and not have it show up at all? Or is it one of those? Yeah. On the applicant side, because for planning, what we do is we get all of the well, if it's like the initial 30-day review, there could be corrections, but we create a letter and there's more information in there. It's not just those corrections that may be entered in the reviews. So I'm thinking we may not want that to show up at all.
The thing is, you can't. It's not really an option because you need to be able. That's how they would resubmit it. They would resubmit it through that review section. There's a button for them when everything's up and running. There's a button that says resubmit. This submittal, and so it won't show up anywhere else besides that area, unfortunately.
Okay, so now this is the same thing for plan, right? What you're showing us is like in permit, and it's the exact same thing in plan.
Yes, it'll be very similar. Yes.
So we can't turn that function off.
No, you cannot turn the function off.
My God. Okay. Okay. I think there's going to be a
I
problem.
mean, you can give notifications to them, and I mean, you can say even in the submittal, in the comments, when they fail it, please wait for, you said the 30-day review. You can say, please wait until you receive that letter before resubmitting.
Okay.
So that could be helpful.
Yeah, it's usually not because they don't see that. They just
Kurt, what are you doing over there?
I'm just exploring. So my personal information is not editable after I submit it? It appears?
Let me see. I guess maybe only in the back office side.
Maybe you could. That's interesting. I'm just poking around, looking at different things.
So, just going back to the reviews, if we don't enter anything in there for like a complex planning case like a P0, then there's nothing they would see on the citizen side, right? I guess that could be one way. Okay.
But I thought the idea was for the city to use e-reviews. I thought that was the reason why, but
it's just the planning projects it's different than a permit,
I understand that.
So maybe it's a timing thing, Veronica, like you don't enter the e-review corrections and everything until you send the letter. I don't know.
Yeah.
Jason, it looks like we have my permits, my plans, my inspections, my invoices. It's very nice dashboard and the status of all the things that we need to be doing. I imagine the people that are frequent flyers with the city that do a lot of business with us are really going to appreciate being able to see all of their activities in this one place, don't you think?
I hope so, Kurt.
Absolutely. I think so, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for permits, definitely. I see it too. It's just the plan side of it because like for instance, on the P0s, we're only getting the basic information to then be able to get back to them via email, the way I'm picturing it, with a list of, okay, this is what you need to submit. And so I was envisioning that submittal to happen outside of EnerGov, not necessarily through EnerGov. I think that's what you were doing too, Chandra, right? You there, Chandra?
What is that?
So I was just explaining that in the P0 or planning project application, the way I envisioned it working is they'd be applying for basically just a basic application that would then give us time to review it and let them know, okay, this is what you're going to need to apply for: a coastal, a hillside, design review, whatever. Build it out on our end in EnerGov, put the fees in, and then they would be submitting not through EnerGov but separately. Are you doing
actually the way
EnerGov?
what I thought was they would be making an electronic submittal of all the documents. We would generate the EnerGov case, and then they would be able to see, okay, they need to get a floodplain permit, they gotta get a CUP, whatever. I mean, they will know, the customer will know all the actions that are related to their case.
And then they'd be submitting through the.
Then they can follow through. Yeah. So they make an electronic submittal. We make sure that all the data is correct. Then we'll plug it into EnerGov and tell them, okay, look at the fees that you have to pay. Once you pay the fees, then we'll start reviewing kind of stuff. And then you can track.
Yeah, I would love to eventually be able to test how it works with planning, kind of like what we're doing now. Because once again, they don't know what they're applying for up front. We'll have to take in the basic information and then go through it, and then go into EnerGov on our end and put in all the case types and all the fees, and then let them know, I guess, that they're in there, and then they go in and pay, and then do the middle. I guess that's what I remember.
Yeah.
Go through these motions with this type of application. For permits, yeah, I totally get working, but I'm just trying to figure out on our end, on the planning side, how it works.
So those are really good points, Bea and Chandra. Maybe you do a couple dry runs on different case types before we train staff on this portion of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I think Jason can do the permits first, and then we can figure out how exactly we want the plan check, the complex cases to be set up. Because this one kind of is scary, because they plug in and they have a floodplain permit, and I envision that as coming later in the state.
Well, the reason why I did the plan check for this one, Chandra, is because, let's say, for example, this floodplain development permit, it's a sub permit of this plan check, correct? Normally, you wouldn't have a permit without the plan check. Am I right on that, or could you have that, a permit without the plan check?
Yeah, it would be the end product after the plan check.
So yeah, so if you click on yours, if you go to dashboard and click on yours, Kurt.
You got it. Then click on what?
On your permit when created.
A new permit.
No, the one you just created.
Oh, okay. There we go. Go ahead and open it.
Okay, so no, I got the resubmit file to work. But yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, if you hit reviews, it should show up now with something else in there. Nope, it doesn't. That's weird. All right. Anyway, if you go to your
Sorry, I clicked the refresh button too quickly.
No, you're fine. If you click on summary, you see that it needs to pass a plan review to create a floodplain development permit. And so the way we're going to create these floodplain permits, you won't be able to apply for those on the main screen. You can only apply for them as sub-permits. So there'll be sub-permits of the plan checks, of a GRIM case or a floodplain development plan. Is that correct how you want that to work, Chandra? Because you don't want them just to apply for
here's
a
the
permit.
situation.
Yeah.
Here's the situation, Jason. There may be a couple of rounds of back and forth submittals with the applicant until we know exactly they've provided everything that we need. Only then, after that has been deemed complete, essentially, do we then plug that into EnerGov. Correct.
No. So you don't after all those rounds of submittals, nothing's being plugged into EnerGov?
So Chandra, just out of curiosity, wouldn't you want the ability to, well, you would still have full control, but the ability to immediately track whether or not you've been dealing with this individual, or for anybody to know you've been dealing with this individual, even though you go back and forth maybe 10 times with the required documents?
I mean, I don't want to generate an EnerGov case until we know we have all of the information. It's okay for communicating with the person. That I don't have a problem with. It's when it becomes tied to an EnerGov case that it becomes a problem.
Well, sorry.
No, I was going to say, how would you track that information if you're going back and forth on submittals if it's not already a case in the back office?
That's the quandary, is like, how do we track it without having an EnerGov case? And that case may come up later.
What if you had a status, Chandra, of like pending approval or incomplete submittal, so that you could immediately track it in EnerGov? It creates a case for you, but you know it's not an official case until you put in review. Would that help you?
Yeah, some sort of a temporary case that we can alter. If that makes
possible,
sense.
Jason?
We can do the status, but when you say temporary case, I don't know about a temporary case. I don't know how we're going to do that.
I mean, if it's status and you can say incomplete or whatever, and we can track it in EnerGov, that's okay too.
Okay.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking, Chandra. I totally understand what you're saying, and I get what you're saying, but I think it's going to be the easiest to track it in EnerGov. And so if you have the incomplete status and you are in charge of changing it to in review when you have everything you need, I think that's a good solution too. Yeah.
Yeah, if it is an incomplete application and we can track it in EnerGov, and then when we have all of the complete information, we can say, okay, this is a floodplain development permit, a physical revision, blah, 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 whatever, we can assign the specific case to that. That would be perfect.
Okay.
Would that work for you too, V, or no?
I think it would, but I'd still like to do just do it.
Yeah, a couple dry runs. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, dry. Yeah.
Well, when it has to be put in there. Do you anticipate putting in any more in there, Jason, before you take off on vacation?
Yes, I do. It's just those are the first two I did yesterday, and I just realized I couldn't add the attachments, so that's holding me up on you guys seeing the full functionality of it.
Yeah.
But I did want to go over custom fields, and so Chandra's saying he doesn't want custom fields other than the permits, which is fine. Let me go into the plan one. I want to make sure if that P0, is there any custom fields you want them to fill out?
No.
Nothing?
No.
I don't think so, because
we filled it out.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is because they can.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I think for them, they just want the basic information just to get the application going. And then they're the ones in charge of that. And then they add what they need.
All right, that's
Jason.
fine. I mean,
Yeah.
the only reason why I'm saying that is because when you're going through the process, that area where when Kurt was going through like step 4 is the more info one. It's just going to be blank, and they're going to have to hit next anyway. There's no way to skip it. There's going to be a blank status for that then. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I mean,
And so I didn't know if you want just like maybe project description, project location, like just simple things in there that they can fill out, and you can, even if it's wrong, you can go back and fix it.
well, I thought those were already in there though.
I thought
What do
those
you-
were built in as like automatic, that the description and stuff they had to enter.
So this description
Oh,
is
that just
automatic. Yes, this description is, but let's say that you added these 2 as custom fields in that more info area, and just so they just added that information in there. They just typed something in. And even if they didn't type anything in, you didn't have to make it required, but let's say they just typed in, I have a cat. You can always go back and delete it.
okay.
Well, couldn't we, Jason, couldn't we just cut and paste from the required description portion?
Well, ours
here?
is a little different. Yeah.
Okay. I know ours is separate too. We have it under additional info description,
Mhm.
but if it's, will this be, if we use this like both for both permits and plan cases, the additional info description, will that override the description that's in there?
No, it won't override it. So they're gonna have, and so let's say I bring up a permit for. Hold on 1 second. Let me bring up a permit. So this description right here, it's not going to be required for building and safety when you go through that. That's fine. But this will be required for them, the scribe work. That will be required for them. And so this is for your process. And so for your process, you also want them to fill out the rest of these things. And so you want, occupant load, you want side of street, you want new building address, you want CBC edition, you want a lot of this information.
Well, we're not going to want a lot of it. We're going to want some of it for the initial submittal, just because some of the applicants aren't going to have that information, or it's not going to pertain to them.
So
We don't necessarily want it required, but we definitely are going to have some custom fields for building and safety that will be required. We would just have to really look at those before we say, all of these are required.
Okay. Well, I'm not saying all of them are required, but like, let's say describe work is required. All right.
Absolutely.
Occupant load, you can add the occupant load in there. You can add the side of street.
Right.
You can add new building address, which is fine. And then you can add the building occupancy and construction type. You can just add those pick items so they can go look through that.
Right.
You can add, I don't know if you want to add Thomas Fire, or I don't know if they'll know that.
No, but we can pick and choose based on the application what custom fields are going to be required, correct?
Yes.
Okay, then that's fine. Yes, absolutely. For permits, it's going to be a lot different than planning and Chandra's, but I totally agree with you about having required custom fields for most of ours.
Yeah, and at what point are you going to need that information, Jason? Like,
as soon as possible. I mean, for planning, I know what's required for you. Since if you're saying you don't want anything in here,
well, I mean, I'm still kind of thinking about it. If say we did put all of this in there and not make it required, they could fill it out, but we could still change it on our end, right?
Yes, and then that's the thing.
I remember at one point there was something that was it the permit or plan type that they're applying for that?
It's the work class and the permit type that can never be changed. We'd have to recreate if they did it wrong.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But everything else can change.
And so, as I showed on Kurt's, if Kurt can show his, I changed his something on his custom fields, and he can't go back in there and change it. He originally wrote, "This is going to be a great project."
Yeah.
And if you go to your more info at the end, Kurt, I said,
"Yeah,
no, you're not."
Mr. Contrarian.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
So and he can't touch that right now. He can't fill anything more out in that. He can't do anything with, that's all locked in. He can't touch that. Once he submits it, it's locked in. And then I, as a person in the back office, as I am right now, in this example, I can control how that works. So nothing
So
can be touched.
Jason, is that, just so I'm clear on that, so as an applicant, let's say this is my first time using it, like Kurt, and if I save it but don't submit it, do I have the ability to go in there and edit still? Or is it just, and then once it's submitted, I lose that ability? Or how does that work?
Yes. So, Kurt, let's try to apply for something right now. Or let's apply for a parking permit.
Apply.
And hey, Kurt, could you also email us the link, because Anne couldn't access the site either. So I'm not sure.
I tried to. That'd be great if we can get that emailed. I want to try to get in there too.
Sure. Let me do that right now. So I'm going to, here we are. I want to send along the caveats. I'm going to grab the link from there. I'm just going to send it exactly the way Jason sent it to me.
Yeah, which is what we did. For some reason it didn't work.
Okay, here, hold on. As you can see, here is the CSS link. And Jason, is there anything that you need to add? I need to add to that other than that?
I guess whenever you paste it into your Internet Explorer,
okay.
Go back in and touch it again before you hit enter and remove the HTTPS.
Okay.
Or HTTP, just remove it.
Okay, please cut and paste the link below into Explorer or Firefox, maybe, right? Maybe we tried that, and okay, maybe, and hit enter, right? Enter. Then after the HTTP, here we go.
Appears.
Yeah, it will prepend to the front of the URL. You will need to remove this, right? This.
Yep.
Okay. Move this and hit enter again, right?
Yep. And the biggest caveat is make sure you're not on the Ventura VPN, or you're not in the Ventura domain.
You will.
So that means pretty much.
Says if you are working from within the city network, including VPN, right? Okay. Have fun. Okay, Sergio's going to go, what's going on over there? Okay, Anne, Veronica, Chandra, Sergio, Merritt, and include Jason, just in case there's any feedback on it. And Jason Kim, too. He'll like to see that. And there we go. Send. There you go, everybody. Sorry. So what do you want me to do?
So if you just want to just hit next here for a second. So if we're going to just write in parking permit for the description, even though it's not needed.
Parking permit. Okay. Next.
Hit next. Hit next is just you applying.
Okay.
And so here is, you need to put your parking tag number, year number, make, model, driver's license, plate number, and visitor tag.
Sorry, what?
So you need to fill out all that. So you have to hit add row.
Okay. Will clicking this edit, this pencil do the same thing?
Try. I don't think it will because nothing's in there. Or actually, it will maybe.
Oh, okay. Good. So parking tag Y774637. Okay. Year 1965. Ford Mustang. Driver's license C0441011. Plate. Yeah. What's a visitor tag?
Visitor tag. I don't know. This is what was asked from Sergio. So you could put NA.
NA. All right. And
hit save.
Okay.
So the parking tag number, isn't that requesting like the number of tags they want?
Oh.
Wouldn't that be? And then maybe if they want a visitor tag, how many?
Potentially, I don't know. The parking tag number though is also, because you have to, every single car you have to, they want you to add an extra row for every single car.
Right. So where is the instructions on this? So if you go back up, Kurt, I'm just curious where the added info or instructions are. What does it say? This is complete all required and applicable. I mean, can they have like, are we able to do just, because I'm looking at this, like if you hovered over parking tag, it would have like additional info like this. You know how a lot of time on websites, they say you hover over a certain area and it tells you exactly what this means.
Yeah, it doesn't have that in CSS, unfortunately. It's only for the back office. I don't know why.
So I see your point. Like,
all right. Well,
not clear, right? So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So maybe we bring this to Sergio's attention that people may not know what parking tag number is or visitor tag number is.
Right, and he can change those values to be more descriptive. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that he can do, sir. That Jason, that's something he could do. He could change parking tag number to language that is evident and apparent to what that is, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's great.
If you scroll down and if you just hit save.
Save.
So if you were to add an extra row, it would just create another. You would just do it again. So let's say you want, and that's why that reason was they wanted to have multiple tags and multiple areas.
Okay, and the same thing. Yep. 2020. Make way over. Okay. Rias. C01011. Okay, I already know that. Okay. Slow. And so it's the plate number. Do you think that's like the actual license plate number?
Yes, that's supposed to be the license plate number, yeah.
Okay, and then save, and now I've got two. And now I've got an edit for each of those.
So you can also save a draft. That's what the save the draft function was.
Okay. Oh, okay, if I want to continue working on that.
Mm-hmm. Is it allowing you to hit that button or no?
Save has been successful.
Save has been successful. So if you go back and go to dashboard.
Okay, and I've got more stuff going on. Draft.
You go to drafts.
Nice.
That's how you would do it, Anne-Marie. And you can resume or delete that draft.
And we don't see.
Nice. Okay.
And it would not be something that would be submitted, and nothing, you know, it wouldn't add a case yet to it. And so they'd have to go back through the whole entire thing again. You could also create a template, which is very similar to a draft, but it's just like if someone currently always uses the same sort of fields all the time, or they're applying for the same type of permit, and let's say it's a PEMO permit for a what's a water heater.
Water heater. Okay.
Like that's a perfect example of a water heater permit. You save a template for that, and so they just have to add the address to it every single time. Add the contact, like add the homeowner's person to it, and then they have the water heater, and then you go boom boom submit. And they would just have a template called water heater.
Right, I love that. But this would be their own personal system. But how would I know that as the consumer on here that I have the ability to do that? Where are the instructions for that?
There isn't.
I know I see the create template, but how would I know what that meant? That it would allow me to have a template for water heaters if I'm a water heater contractor. I mean, where is the additional info for that? You guys, it's not built in to explain the built-in functionality of this?
If you hit home, let me see. I'm going to see if there's anything in here or no. No, I don't think there is, Anne-Marie.
So
I might be wrong, but
okay. Can we find out, like, I understand that, like, for the steps that we're creating, that we have to provide that additional info. Makes perfect sense to me. But for the system itself, since it's created and there's functionality in there that even we're not aware of, and it wasn't on our spreadsheet, I have to, and maybe I'm assuming, but I would have to think that EnerGov would have, or Tyler Technology would have additional info for that too, or instructions on that too. So can we find out?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, that would be nice to know. Might be an enhancement request.
I know, I was noticing that some jurisdictions have like a little video on how to apply for some of their software. I don't think it was I don't think any of them were Tyler software, but that would be really helpful for the public, but probably not something you have, or maybe.
I wonder if you can provide a link like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not 100%. I will ask around though, and I'll see exactly what other jurisdictions have done and what other, consultants have done for that.
So, Jason, of course, all of this is customizable. I mean, it will be branded for the city, right? Have the city look and feel just like we saw with Boulder and the other jurisdictions we looked at. But
Correct.
You've shown us an incredible amount today, and I was able to capture all of this, to record all of this. Was there anything else you wanted to say before I stop the video?
I don't think so. I do apologize though.
I do have a question, Kurt.
Oh, that's
as
right.
far as you saying that this is completely customizable, so then, Jason, are we able to? Okay, so and maybe you're going to answer this, but like, so for instance, the template, create a template. We can't customize that, can we?
So
hello?
when you say save a template, what do you mean by customize?
Yeah, so no. So like where it said create template. So I'm confused. So Kurt said it was completely customizable. So to me, if it's completely customizable, where it said create template, where you said you could create a template, like somebody could create a template for water heaters.
Mm-hmm.
After the fact, would we have the ability, if it is completely customizable, to go in and have a hover link that where it says need help, or what does this mean? And then have the description, or is that not customizable?
So I will show you exactly what Kurt meant by customizable. Hold on one second.
Because I'm assuming that a lot of this stuff is just standardized and built in and not customizable.
Yeah, a lot of it is standardized, and there is certain things that are customizable. So like right now, that image in the left-hand corner, I need a Tyler image to put up there. We can put, we can put the city of Ventura. We can put the emblem, whatever is there for that. And then I will show you exactly what else can be done. The welcome to self-service, that also is the color for that. It can be changed. I put it to red just to change it, just to see how that's going to work. And I will show you right now.
So these 6 items you have there, Jason, are we able to add to that, like where it says create template, and have a description of how you can create a template to make for the customer to let them know how it'd be easier to do it this way, or is that not customizable right there?
So that's not custom. Like those 6 items aren't really customizable. Let me see if I can show you my screen.
Okay.
So
well, I really think that you've answered my question. So it's not 100% customizable.
No,
just the information we add is customizable.
There are certain things you can add to make it customized, and so let me show you exactly what I meant by that. So this is our demo site, correct? So we can add the image behind it. That's all visual right there. But we also have this scrolling bar of notifications that you can click through, and it tells you what it tells you just examples of what to do. And so this just says a test notification, but says you can have a link though, maybe for up and like you could have a link right there you go and click on. And there's also this help button I just saw on this. And I'm going to see exactly if this is for this looks like it goes to CSS Administration, and I'm wondering, is this just for the test site or what is it for? So I'm going to dive deeper into that. But and I know Kurt saw the rings and all that. how
Yeah.
that looks
I mean,
exactly.
just to me, it's supposed to be like a self-service center, and I feel like it's not completely self-service because it's not very intuitive. I mean, as far as like those little help things, and so it'd be interesting to find out if that's part of this. But thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Now there is a thing called walk me through, and that's something that maybe your admin can learn to build for you guys, since that takes lots of hours.
And
That might be more helpful actually.
And Jason, what was it you were telling me about wasn't there something that's being debuted? It's like a upfront questionnaire of some sort that, remember we were talking about that? Is that part of CSS that asks people?
Well, I'm sorry, sir. I don't remember.
I'm losing it, but I thought that there was something that Tyler was debuting that was like a questionnaire or something that could be asked to people up front to help guide them to where they needed to go in CSS. But maybe I was just
That was it was a thing. It was a guide. It's this walk me through. That's what this is. It's not built out for this. The way you have to build it out, it builds it out and walks you through applying for a permit all the way through. But that is that takes a lot of time to actually build that out. And I don't believe that's built into the scope of this project.
Very good, but that's something
Is that a
our
video?
admin could help us with.
That's exactly what we would need.
Is that a video, Jason? To walk me through?
I believe there is. I think it's something that was sent over originally from Andrew, I think, or it was from Jason Kim that was sent over to you, Kurt, on documents on this. Mm-hmm. And there should be some videos out there for in the Tyler Connect. So not that's a Connect. So I know you, Kurt, you've talked to other people from other districts or other municipalities. I forget what exactly it's called.
The community thing, yeah, the Tyler community.
Yes, the community. There's videos that get posted out on the community all the time for this.
So what this tells us is that we're not the first to pose this question, and Tyler has responded by developing this walk me through thing that is customizable to help us provide exactly that upfront information to guide people along. So the question to you is, Jason, is the walk me through, is that something that our EnerGov systems administrator will be able to help us configure?
Yes. If they learn everything and get certified and everything else, they should be able to do that. That takes a lot of work to do though. So
but it's the vehicle that we need because it's right there, right? Isn't that great, everybody? It looks like if we put in the effort, we'll be able to deliver that tutorial that we need.
Yeah, walk me through could have for plan check and permit separate videos, and so they know what exactly they need to do.
Right. We'll need.
Yeah, I think it's great too. But I think too, Jason, just as a perk for Tyler Tech, it would be something that you may want to talk to them for future customers and stuff to have that as part of the package.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think
I understand.
I think this is brand new, right, Jason? Isn't this just like in the last month or two?
It's being developed rapidly, and so the way it was first done was just very simple, like this. Just walk me through. So like, it tells you how to register. Like it's very simplistic on exactly what you could do with it, and so it wasn't a whole lot of actually paying for your permit. And paying for your permit, it's a lot more painstaking to do it because it was like, all right, you would have these image tabs of like, are you applying for a permit or a plan or this or that or a license or this? And so that all makes sense. And then you go, all right, I want to apply for a permit. And then it had, are you trying to build something new or this or that? Like it was, and so trying to connect all the dots of it in the behind scenes so you could also do it the regular way and also with that's how it became a little difficult to do. So it's very brand new and they're trying to test drive it still.
Nice. Thank you for showing that to us.
But I mean, this is just, the way it's set up right now, the walk me through is very simplistic on this. I haven't set up the newest version of this.
Right.
Because it is a lot more intuitive than just that.
Well, it's been an hour and a half we've been at this. This has been a really good use of time. I was wondering if there were any other questions that people might have, or Jason, if there's anything more you want to show us um, before we maybe either transition to see if there's anything that any new work for the team today. But just let me just say, this is great because you've given, and let me add, is this what you want us to work on in the days that you're going to be gone next week? Or do you want us to play with this?
No. Yeah, I mean, I'll be here on Monday to talk about exactly what else is needed. I know we need to test out the rest of those reports.
Mm-hmm.
So we have that, and then just trying to get the rest of everything else turned over to ready for go live. So, but then on Wednesday and Thursday, I don't know, Kurt. I'm still trying to make sure we have everything. I guess
Sure.
for the team is probably look through the questionnaires and figure out what custom report or custom fields you want to be required or you want to show up on the back office. I guess that's
Okay.
what I really need.
So that would be my question. Do we want to send you highlighted questionnaires, or do we want to create a spreadsheet like we have and fill in a spreadsheet? I mean, what's the easier way to do this?
I think we take the original questionnaire, since a lot of those things are still in there. I don't think anything has been added, correct? Maybe for fire, maybe. But for fire, I think I understand exactly what's needed. And merit, maybe you can tell me otherwise. But for fire, example, like for a fire permit, it'd be, if I just take like, above ground storage container installation, they would really just want these 3 items. That's it. Other than that, it's, that's all they would need. Because the completeness by and GIS information is all back office. But for public works, mostly land development, I would need to know, and then for building and safety. But I think even that, I even talked it with you before, Anne-Marie, about, for example, making it required, we can change it. But like for most of this, majority of this is going to be on there as a custom field, besides completeness by. And then dwelling data, we will have that as well, or do you want that as a back office?
Probably back office.
Okay, then so if we're looking at that already.
And the feed data would be, feed data would be back office. Business licensing would be back office, so yeah.
So it would just be those fields for this one. So
yeah, most likely. And then for the PIMA ones, we'd want them to have the ability to go in and add the quantities.
Yes. Yes, and
so we would want those all as not necessarily required, but available for them to go in and fill out.
Exactly. So you would want all this information right here, and then let's say we went into, that's nothing for them.
No, but this,
every one of these,
every one of those.
And that's fine. And then none here, none here, and
none there, none there. Yeah, correct.
And then so if I go back to building commercial, it's very similar as well.
So, and again, see, for me, a lot of it's going to be based on the work class. So again, I'm going to spend a lot of time on this because for an addition, I may need very specific custom fields, but for an interior alteration, I may not. So how does that factor in? Do I have to break it down to work class, or how does that work?
If you want it broken down for certain work classes, yeah. If you want that, that's fine.
Or I can just go very generic, and as we get our administrator for EnerGov, would this be something, if we decide later on we want to make more custom fields required, we can change?
Yes, and during the process of testing, you can make it required, some not, and then that's not a problem because we built in hours for building this to make sure we have those adjustments. It's just, adding certain custom fields is going to be a little bit more difficult.
Right. But I can set off very generic just to get it done and online. And then as it progresses, make changes to it.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So,
all right.
Yeah, let me just build building commercial. Like, let's say alteration structural. This is an example. You would want everything on here besides, I don't think anything on here that you
I wouldn't want like site of street or new building address or anything like that, but I'd want building occupancy, construction type, occupant load, describe work. Yeah, but yeah, for that one.
Okay. And, small projects, you just put this
No,
information in.
that would be in the back. Yeah, and the C data would be in the back.
As well? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
All right. Well, then it looks like it's just really this front page then. That's
Yeah,
all it's really
it's typically going to be that, either require more or less.
Okay.
Okay. But that's good to know that as it progresses, we can make changes to it through our administrator.
But so yeah, for the most part, I do understand exactly what's needed for all the projects, what needs to be filled out. I mean, we could go through the questionnaires. It's just maybe as you go through them, I would just think ahead of time and go for this one, maybe make it required, for this one not, and then we can make adjustments whenever we send it the first round to you.
Jason,
Okay, that makes sense.
Jason, is this also going to be the type of thing that when we transition into the project proper, we'll have a tracker for all of these items as well? And can we make notes in that tracker like we do, listing the required fields?
So right now I have already created stuff in the case type tracker. Let me see if I can bring that up real quick.
Our current project's case type tracker?
Yes. I've added adjustments to it. So I'm not going to change the status for, it's going to be, I haven't added a status in there, but I've added a yes, no if certain things were configured.
Okay.
So let me hit quick edit and get out of that.
Look at you.
Yeah, it's something me and Jason Kim were working on yesterday with the new folks.
Okay, Jason, and on the CSS spreadsheet, where would you want us to list which items, additional info items we would want? Or custom field, I guess. Is it under the more or?
I would actually do it, whatever is attached. So there's that document that's attached. I would just select and highlight. Or except there is original check boxes for those. If I bring those up, it's not letting me exit. It's quick edit. Driving me insane right now.
Can I take the screen? I've got it.
Yeah, I would tell you to take it. I'm sorry, Kurt.
Okay, no problem. We got each other's back here. It's coming up. There we go. So just pick one.
So if you click, if you scroll all the way to the right, so this is where
Okay.
I've added certain things in here. I haven't added everything yet.
All right.
So you see online custom fields. You see that where it says that? So that's gonna be, it's my way of tracking if my new team members are doing that. So it'll be online custom fields, attachments, and CSS instructions and more info. And so I'll also add another column, and it'll be for CSS and e-reviews process descriptions, and then status as well.
Great.
So unfortunately, we're gonna have another status over here.
All right, and then we continue to use the comments field like we've always done.
Yes, but if you double click on it and open up the attachment for this.
Okay, so open up this guy and go open up one of these.
Yes, it'll be the newest one. It'll be called, hold on a second. If you hit cancel, you can see it a lot better.
Okay, all right.
You just double click and scroll all the way to the bottom.
Yes, sir.
And go on the final one where it says mixed commercial residential permit final.
Final, this one, right? Second one?
Yep.
Okay.
Good morning, ladies.
And if you scroll down to where it says the custom fields, there should be a checkbox for online.
All right, it's taking a moment to load,
That's fine.
as these things do. Okay, custom field, he said? Boy, that's slow. No bark. on type.
Okay, it should be the next thing coming up.
Okay. Checks in the mail.
Those are all the fees. Okay, you see where it says online? If you edit that and have a checkbox or an X for that online, we can go from that.
Oh,
Okay,
that's what
so
we do.
yeah, because most of this, when we filled out these questionnaires, Jason, we had no intention of going online. So I'm assuming that all of these are going to have to be corrected then?
Correct, unfortunately. But as we just demonstrated, we just talked about exactly
Right.
what we wanted for that. So, you know,
Okay.
out of streets you don't want online, you can hit occupant load, you know, you could do AFS required, CBC edition. And then you could even make some sort of notes, since this is for a mixed commercial residential permit. You can make a comment and to say, you know, this one is required for alteration, but not anything else. You know what I mean? Just make other comments in there like that. Let us know.
Okay. All right.
So Anne, do you have one of these questionnaires for every single type?
Yes. And these are the original questionnaires we filled out. So actually, I have to go through them because we had Brian help us with that. So I'll have to go through them.
For Veronica, I understand what you need for your P1s that are going to be a direct ones. And
yeah.
Those are pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, they are. It's just the P0 one that I'm wondering. I need to go back and see. Maybe we do want them to fill out some of the custom fields. If we can change it on our end, then it won't be an issue, that much of an issue. But like, Anne, so going back, since I'm kind of helping you guys out over here, going back to like the PC stuff.
I'm sorry, the what?
The over the counter. Sorry, I don't have.
Yes.
I don't have earphones, so I'm talking into the air.
No,
here.
it's okay. There's somebody talking in the background. That's just the only thing.
Yeah, there is. So you're not going to be requiring an application any longer, right?
Well, no, because by them, we have to really think about it. If they access through this portal, then no.
Okay, because you know all the things that we asked for on the revised electronic application, or none of that is in there, right?
Well, so the way I set that up is not as a required document, but as being an allowed document. And so I thought of the CFR ones, I thought of the owner builders, and all of the things that we would need, I listed as not required because it's not required for everything, but no, we won't have them fill out an application anymore.
Well, I'm thinking like number of windows, you know, like sewer line repair. You know, we ask all these things in order to be able to issue a permit. But I mean, I know it's not.
So I think the window replacement form is not a required attachment, but an allowed attachment. For the sewer line repair, it's going to be, I mean, we're going to have to retrain them yet again to put everything in the description, and then we're going to have to go in and clean up the description.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's going to be a lot of back and forth with applicants before we could issue a permit. You know what I mean? Like kind of like it is now.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to get better. I thought it was going to get better with the new application because it asked for everything we could ask for the over the counter stuff. But
well, yeah, and then sometimes those aren't even filled out correctly. So
I know.
So I mean, it's like it's hit and miss regardless of what direction we're going to go in, and we're not always going to get 100% of what we need. So if I can eliminate a document that someone has to fill out and attach, I feel that that's the way to go.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, we'll have to see. I don't know.
Okay,
It's going to be a work in progress.
for sure.
Well, have we reached a point where we can maybe close the CSS piece and check to see if there's any assignments from Jason for us today?
Sure.
Unfortunately, I don't have anything, Kurt, other than I got to get things taken care of for CSS, and take care of other things for reports.
All right.
So I have a meeting today with Katie at my time at 2 o'clock. I have another meeting today with a person who is going to be working on building out the CSS stuff. And Gabby on my end, because we were just talking about certain processes, as well as Jared, who's also building it. So we have a separate meeting ourselves.
All right.
But if anyone has any available time, if somehow I can get something completed and I have the opportunity, would Anne-Marie or Merritt be available, I guess, in the afternoon? I don't know. I don't know if I'll
Yes.
have, it's just one of those things.
I am available.
Okay.
Same for me, Jason. I'm available.
All right. Awesome. Okay.
Terrific. Well, I just realized you've worked 2 hours, almost 2 hours straight through your lunch break, Jason. We better let you go and get some nutrition before the evening session for you, right?
Yes. I mean, I have a meeting here in the next 15 minutes or so. So.
Okay. Well, why don't we let Jason go, and with our great thanks, Jason, for showing us giving us our first glimpse of
Thank you,
our own
Jason.
CSS portal.
No problem. And if you have any questions editing these
Hey,
questionnaires, please
thanks
let
for
me
your
know.
work, Jason.
No problem, Chandra. I'll make some adjustments to that floodplain check before we go over it again on Monday. I guess on Monday I'll bring the other two people into the meeting. We'll have a more deep dive in exactly what needs to be done.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
Veronica and I think we are on the same thing. It's like get submittals in, incomplete application, whatever, and then we finalize it. I think
Okay.
we need a dry run for that.
Yeah, we do.
Right.
We do need to see how it works on both sides. You know, what
Okay.
the applicant sees and what we see and how it would work.
Okay. And Kurt, I do have something, a task for you.
Yes.
It's maybe more towards Roger.
Okay.
I need to know the GIS setting for the locator URL, the address locator URL. It's free.
Sure.
And if he needs to go over and have a meeting on it today, I can. It's just certain things I need in there for CSS for that to work properly.
Very good. Yes, I'll get that question to him right away and the answer back to you. And if the meeting, we'll arrange that.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. And we're gonna let you go get some lunch. And everybody, thank you for joining us. If we don't see each other, we won't see each other as a group again. Tomorrow's our Dark Friday. So we'll meet again on Monday to carry on as we've been doing. And remember, keep in mind, we have 3 weeks left and 15 objects basically to complete. So if we can try to knock off one a day, not plus iron, if anyone remembers those commercials, one a day between now and then, we should be in good shape. Okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Take care, Kurt.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. And I am going to close this meeting so that it will allow me to, kill the video.